Title: Eigoka wa Gumin-ka, Nihon no Kokuryoku ga chi ni ochiru. Anglicization leads to imbecilization. Japan's national power will decline. Author: Teruhisa Sei. Summary. This book raises an alarm against the rapidly advancing policies of Anglicization in Japanese society, such as the promotion of English in university education and proposals for English-only zones. The author argues that the push for English, often justified by the rhetoric of improving international competitiveness, is a deception. If key sectors of society become English-dominated, the middle class, which has primarily conducted its intellectual activities in Japanese, will be undermined, leading to the fixation of social disparity. Contrary to the modern political science view that national and economic development is achieved when the majority of citizens can be active in their mother tongue, this Anglicization policy, the book suggests, will lead to the Imbecilization of the nation. It will strip the general populace of the ability for deep thought and discussion in their own language, ultimately causing a decline in national power and reducing the Japanese people to servants of global capital. 1. Core thesis: What is imbecilization? Gumin-ka. Author Teruhisa Sei fundamentally rejects the pro-Anglicization argument that these policies will lead to enhanced international competitiveness. The real danger is not English as an international language, but the loss of Japanese as the primary language for intellectual activity. Division of the intelligentsia. Anglicization creates a decisive information and knowledge gap between the elite class, those with high English proficiency who can access global information directly, and the general public, those reliant on information translated into Japanese. Erosion of critical thought. For the majority, conducting high-level debate and critical thinking in a language other than their mother tongue, Japanese, is highly burdensome and restricts the depth of their thought processes. The book warns that this will lead to the imbecilization of the entire population, as they lose the ability to deeply analyze and discuss complex issues. 2. Impact on economic and social structure. C argues that Anglicization is not merely a linguistic issue, but is directly linked to the fixation of the social hierarchy. Decline of the middle class. The middle class, which has historically formed the backbone of Japan by acquiring professional knowledge through higher education in Japanese, will face significant barriers to promotion and career advancement due to the English proficiency requirement. Decline in national power. Historically, nations where the majority of citizens are educated and engage in intellectual discourse in their mother tongue tend to be the most developed. The author asserts that Anglicization will dismantle Japan's key strengths, its high overall educational standard, and its homogeneous intellectual foundation, ultimately causing the nation's power to decline. 3. Counter-arguments to proponents. The author critiques the rationale used by groups advocating for Anglicization. Critique of Singapore-India models. He argues that the Anglicization in countries like Singapore and India resulted from their historical context as colonies and the administrative necessity of governing multi-ethnic states. They are not models for a linguistically homogeneous nation like Japan. Instead, he points to examples like Germany and South Korea, which prioritize their mother tongues while developing globally. 4. Proposed solution. The book does not reject English education itself, but rather its exaggerated elevation of status. The true solution lies in maintaining a balance between the power to think deeply in Japanese and the ability to use English as a functional tool. He proposes that the more critical task is to improve the quality of translation and journalism, so that the Japanese public can deeply understand global affairs in their native language.